to check in on that cold start and see what's going on. So, to deal with that, I've got to do just a little bit more. Really, I've got to do some more reading before I start wiring. But what I've got here, Mr. Bezos has sent me a couple of... I did some reading about these. I'm into the IDI stuff, but the Ford IDI stuff. But these GM AC Delco's supposed to be self-regulating glow plugs. I bought two of them. These are supposed to fit the IDI. I want to play with these too. They're supposed to fit with some modification to the cylinder head of the IDI, to some modification to this. I think folks said they had to turn the hex back a little bit. I can't remember. But anywho's a what's it. I want to give these a good old try, and I am not going to install one or both in the cylinder head, at least to start out. Because that guy, it's an aluminum cylinder head I seriously thought about an ether system, because, what better way to start an old diesel in an old, 60s tractor than with a installed diesel ether system. But aluminum head, aluminum cylinder, I'm assuming it's Nicka-Siled, or maybe there's an actual iron liner in there. I don't know. But I'm not about to go drilling into it to put this glow plug in it. Instead, I'm going to modify the parts that I made, because if the worst comes to worst, I can just make them again. So, what I'm thinking is, I'm going to put these two glow plugs... Oh, that length is perfect. I'm going to put these in the air intake stream, and they're going to act like a grid heater, because I don't know that there exists a grid heater that's small enough for this application. But I think all I really need is to just heat the intake air a little bit, so that it'll just have a little bit of help to get going. We'll at least try it. Worst case, I'll have done a bunch of wiring and bought some parts for nothing. So, to get Angry Pixies moving toward those glow plugs and hotting things up, I have to do some work on the electrical side. I need to figure out what kind of current rating I even need to plan for on these glow plugs, and what kind of current rating these components are capable to. If I remember right, this particular push button momentary is good for 20 amps. That might change that, but we'll see. I don't know what these traditional old 5-post relays are good for, but this Toyota one from Denso is probably higher rated, because look at those big beefy terminals compared to this Ford version, both of which definitely were paid for at the U-Pole junkyard. And then I've got, if those aren't rated high enough, I've got this, I believe this is off of the Bandit 400 that donated the motor for the mule. That motor's now sitting behind me, but, I believe this is the start solenoid from that. So if those relays and this button put together can't make that happen, that's my backup plan. So, let's probably start by finding an ammeter that's capable of, a good 20 amps or so, if I have one, and see if I can determine what one of these glow plugs draws. If not, I might just have to measure resistance cold, get it hot, measure resistance again, because they're supposed to be self-regulating, and I just make sure what my peak current is, or what my lowest V equals IR. Hold on. Yeah, lowest resistance. What's my lowest resistance? So what then? What's my highest current demand? Get all that sorted out. Pick some components, and then the rest is easy. Okay, you can see I've got the air filter adapter here in the drill press, and I need to figure out what size drill to use. So here's a glow plug. Here's a glow plug in a nut. It's gonna poke through, so I need that diameter. Which is and of course this level of precision isn't necessary because I'm going to make it bigger, but I can't find my vernier calipers, so it's the fastest tool I've got. Alright. 3, and I don't trust this readout. I think it's only about half a thou off, but alright, 3306, but come on. Okay, now that it's of course like 50 outside, I've got the glow plugs wired in, so I've got my ignition on, and I've got my tiny little button here. I heard the relay, and look at that, there's smoke, and there's glow, and there's only probably one making a good connection right now, but that means it works. So, get the intake back on here, and well, I probably won't even try to use it. But I can get the other cold start aid on there too and start getting things worked out. Okay, now the other thing I intend to do to help it cold start a little better is here's the compression release lever. And I intend to hook it up via cable to what used to be the choke control. It's already got a hole in it, so really all I've got to do is hook some kind of bracket right there and thread this cable through there. This is, of course, been on the shelf for a while. I think that ought to work. Just have to do some thinking and figuring on how to attach it to the motor head there. It is slightly hokey, but I'm pretty sure it's the very cheapest, very simplest. Maybe I clean it up a little bit. I'll do that real quick, but I think it's the cheapest and simplest cable holder I could come up with, but it ought to work just perfectly. And then what I'll do, slip over that, and then I'll tag it to that hole, and then bend it to the exact angle I want it, and it'll be done. Compression release works. Okay, you might be able to tell from the weather that it is approximately right at 32 degrees. Let's try the glow plug method here. Turn the compression back on, turn the fuel up, give it some glow plug. Let's go for let's feed it the onions, 10 seconds. Just like 5, 6, 7. Put it in neutral. It's probably getting close to 10-ish. impressed. As you can see, winter has again found us in southern Indiana, which means it's time to find out if the cold start improvements have actually improved anything. I think that before I actually do this cold start, I'll talk a little bit about videos, just the YouTube videos, right? It'll probably be a bit before anything comes up on the channel again, because as you can see, it's cold. Daylight. Yep. There's wind getting in there. There's some behind that shelf here. Let's get closer. Yeah, you can see daylight through there. I just filled in most of that wall, so it is helping, but that's my heat source. That's what I got. So, yeah. And the kind of content that people are interested in is not going to be my winter activities, which are going to be a lot of CAD stuff, a lot of playing with the Digicool dyno, getting the logger working on it, and really probably redesigning that, designing a new pump housing, or reverse engineering a pump housing, because that one is trashed. But that's going to be the winter activities, I think. And none of those really translate well to YouTube videos. So it's going to be a bit. This will be the last one for maybe a little while, at least until spring or so. For any of my, I don't know if I even have any. I don't even know if I know how to see if I have any regular recurring watchers. But if I do, I'll see you all again, I don't know, spring. But for now, let's see about a cold start. I haven't measured this thing, but I promise it's not warmed up. I pushed it over here, and the gear oil is thick as molasses. So let's give it a go. I don't even know if it's got enough battery to do this. Do some glow plug. Heard the relay. Give it like 6 seconds. And then start cranking with it on, I guess. And then turn the compression off. Sure. Not happy. Let's give it one more go like this. Doesn't like that. Yeah, battery's not happy either. Well, let's pull that Jetta up here, I guess. Now let's see if it'll do it. Needed batteries. Also, this might be summer diesel. While we're out here, why don't we at least try another cold start? Now you can tell this one hasn't been messed with. There isn't even a snow trail to the driver's